Okay, guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. You're welcome to this session. In this session, we're actually going to cover how you can use decorators in Django to prevent against the broken access control. Okay, so this is actually not going to be hands-on video, but a more of explanation due to the shortage of time because uh, 1 hour coming, I mean 1 hour later, I'll have to travel to another region. So I'm a bit busy and I'll actually schedule this for the coming video. So if you don't know what is about the broken access control vulnerability, I'm actually going to give you a simple example. For example, you have a system which contains different roles of user. There is student, there is admin, and there is a lecture. Okay. So when we speak about security issues, we intend that let me say, when a broken access control comes into a picture means that student is actually not allowed to access URLs of admin, okay? But also student is not allowed to access the URLs of lecture or the URLs of teacher, because once a student access URLs of a teacher or a lecture, a user can change his or her results, okay? But also, if a user can access some administrative functionality, a user can reset password for someone, can do anything which can actually violate the confidentiality and the integrity of the system. So the key concept, or when we are talking about security in web application, we mean that uh, eh, broken access control means user should access or the resources which is authorized for him or her to access. As I've told you that here I have actually created a model which has different roles of user, okay? There is easy student, is teacher, and is admin. So what you want to do here is when a user click on a specific URL, if a user is a student, we'll check, are you a student before accessing this URL? If a user is a teacher and is want to access teacher's URL, we'll actually check, are you a teacher before accessing, a URL. I think it's well understandable. Yeah. So what you will actually need to do is you will need to create a teacher decorator. First of all, you'll create a file decorators in your web application, right? And these are actual should be the content of decorators, right? So this is teacher decorator. You will actually check if a user has logged in and if a user is teacher. If that's true, you'll actually have to redirect a user to the URLs he or she has requested. Another decorator you'll actually need to create is a student decorator. Okay, so this is student decorator, which will check if this user is a student. I'll give some more explanation when we'll have hands-on session on this. As I told you that this is actually going to be theory part or theory video, and we actually make some stories and exchange some ideas that if you're doing development, you should have a security mindset in the background of your subconscious mind, right? So another decorator you'll have to create is admin decorator, which will actually check if a user has logged in and if a user is admin. Okay, so these decorators are not fixed. Based on your web application, you can have another different types or different kinds of decorators like patient, doctor, admin. If it is if it is hospital management system, I hope you will have such kind of decorators. So after that, as I've told you that after creating decorators, you'll actually need to import it in your views. And on the top of the Django view, you'll actually have to ensure that at teacher is required. It means that the user to access this URL, okay, or I mean, the user to access this view must be a teacher. So this decorator will be on the top of view, and it will actually be checking if a user is a teacher. Okay, it will actually be checking if a user is a student before giving the access to the resources of the system. The same applies here to admin. So this is actually a simple way you can guys implement the decorators in the Django to prevent broken access control. We actually needed to have a security mind in the background of our subconscious in order to have a secure development, because even if you are a good developer, but if you are creating systems which are very vulnerable and are prone to be attacked by online hackers, your reputation or your product will actually not be trusted in the market. So we still need to have a more security mindset so as we can have secure development. Thank you guys. So if this actually sum up the end of this session. If it is the first time for you to watch this video, do not forget to like, put comment, share, and subscribe. We actually upload a new video on every Tuesday, and never miss that. Before I close up this session, let me thank you in 8 international different language. Asante sana, thank you so much. Muchas gracias, muito obrigado, kamsa hamida, danke, aita. I don't know if I've forgotten, but thank you so much. See you in the next session.